In the news, the New Hampshire Supreme Court has overturned the murder conviction of Adam Montgomery for the death of his 5-year-old daughter, Harmony.
Montgomery is convicted of murder in the death of his daughter, Harmony. In their ruling, the High Court upheld the other charges. They determined that the murder and the assault charges should have been separate because the jury likely wouldn't have convicted Montgomery on the murder charge if they hadn't been presented with evidence from the assault charge. Investigators believe Harmony was killed in 2019, nearly 2 years before she was reported missing in 2021. Her body has never been found. The New Hampshire Attorney General's office shared a statement saying they do plan to pursue a retrial on the overturned charge and will continue to get justice for Harmony.
Crews spent much of the day battling a large scrap metal fire in Berwick. Firefighters were called to Berwick iron and metal recycling along Route 236 early this morning. All surrounding roads were closed but are expected to reopen this afternoon. No injuries have been reported. Firefighters say there's no clear cause as to what started the fire, but owners suspect lithium batteries. Crews had the fire contained before 2 this afternoon, but they were still working on putting out some hot spots.
It's unknown at this time how it started, but we ended up calling in, I think, probably close to 9 towns, the tank trucks, doing water shuttle. We also used the town's hydrant system. It took us about 4.5 hours to bring the fire under control. Right now we're in the mop-up stage.
There is a water conservation alert in place for Berwick that could last another 2 to 3 days, according to the Water Department.
Investigators from the State Fire Marshal's office are working to find the cause of a fire in Indian Township. Investigators say it happened Tuesday night near Wolf Drive. Firefighters say that fire started in the living room and then spread to the kitchen area. We're told no one was hurt and no one was home. A kayaker safe now after Cape Elizabeth's fire chief says their boat capsized. Happened near Tulite State Park last night.
News Center Maine's Alex Haskell joins us now with more on the rescue and an important reminder about staying safe on the water this time of year. Hi, Alex.
Hey, Amanda. Hey, Brian. So Cape Elizabeth Fire Chief Steve Young tells me 3 kayakers were out paddling when just after 9 p.m. crews received a call that one of them had ended up in the water. Young says rescue crews responded to the area and eventually located the kayaker who had made it safely to shore on their own. The kayaker was evaluated by emergency responders and was not injured. Chief Young credited the group for being prepared. He says they were wearing personal flotation devices and had safety equipment on hand, including a flare gun they used in an attempt to alert rescuers. Young says while air temperatures may feel comfortable, ocean temperatures are still in the mid-50s, which can quickly lead to hypothermia if someone ends up in the water for too long.
It's kind of one of our main functions here in Cape with as much of the rocky coastline we have and as much water activity we have. So fortunately we have a dedicated group that belongs to the wet team and they train hard and they're ready for most all incidents that we get.
Now, Young says anyone heading out on the water should always check weather and water conditions before leaving shore and make sure someone knows where you're going. Live in studio, Alex Haskell, News Center Maine.
The city of Waterville is giving the green light for Amazon to build a last-mile distribution center near the Sydney town line.
So that is the final stop a package makes on its way to your doorstep. But the future of the project is still in question after a group of concerned Sydney residents submitted a petition to the town clerk this week. That petition calls for a special town meeting about the facility and for a town vote on a moratorium that would restrict large-scale industrial infrastructure. Waterville leaders in support of the project say it would bring much-needed jobs to their area, but people behind the petition say they're concerned about noise and environmental impacts.
Honestly, I was at some of the planning meetings where it didn't feel like a voice mattered much, but this is a way for our town to have a little bit of a say in the project.
We definitely need always to be growing our economy. I think it's very important. I think growing the tax base is very important too.
An Amazon spokesperson tells us the company is grateful for Waterville's support. They declined, though, to comment on the petition in Sydney. Leaders with Thornton Academy and the town of Saco say they're confident a deal will be made before their contract expires. It comes after a school board meeting last night.
Thornton Academy has been the public high school for students in Saco for more than 200 years. We told you yesterday that while negotiations have been ongoing since 2024, there are two disagreements they're stuck on. The first is how long the new contract should be. The second, that is causing a lot of concern in the community, is superintendent's agreements. Those are an exception for students, allowing them to go to a school other than their towns. Language in proposed contracts says all requests for those agreements will be solely determined by the Saco superintendent. But the academy's headmaster wants a seat at the table as well. At the meeting last night, many in the Saco community, including students of Thornton Academy, spoke out in support of preserving the relationship.
As a parent, I want stability. I want certainty. I want to know that the opportunities available to today's students will still be available to future generations of Saco families. I would ask that the members of the board to reflect on whether the current direction of this negotiation truly reflects the wishes of the broader Saco community.
That school board meeting last night ran around 4 hours, most asking Saco and Thornton Academy to agree on a contract as soon as possible.